human destiny and institutes governments of men and women. We praise and thank Thee for this beautiful land, Namibia. Let Thy abundant blessings and wisdom therefore descend upon us here in this National Council, and grant that we may humbly and responsibly deliberate on all matters entrusted to us for the upliftment and welfare of the citizens of this country. We ask all this in the name of our Lord and Liberator, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Shall we affirm? I solemnly affirm that I will be faithful to the Republic of Namibia and its people. I solemnly promise to uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of the Republic of Namibia to the best of my ability, so help me God. So we can take our seats. Honorable members, the House is called to order. Good morning, all. I am very, very happy to see that it's the last day, but if one looks at the attendance, one will really feel that you are leading a house. Please, hands for yourself for being so responsible. I'm really, really happy. Let us just keep this momentum up to the last minute of today's proceedings. Back to our normal routine. Any petition? See none. Any report of the select or standing committee? See none. Any report and paper? See none. Any notice of motion? Honorable Shimi.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson, Honorable Members. I hereby move a motion without notice that in accordance with Rule 31 of the Standing Rules and Orders of the National Council, the proceedings of the day not be interrupted if still under considerations beyond 13 hours. So I move.
Thank you so much. Honorable Shimi, you may sign and table the motion. Any further notice of motion? I see none. Honorable members, the Secretary will now read the first order of the day.
Debate on committee stage, Appropriation Amendment Bill, Bill 11 of 2025.
Thank you. It is moved that I leave the chair. Any second? Any objection? Agreed to. Thank you so much. Honorable Kauma, the Vice Chairperson of the National Council and the Chairperson of the Committee of the Whole Council, will now take the chair. Honorable Kauma.
Honorable members, once again, we have to speak to our time. The time is not with us. The Committee of the Whole Council is called to order. Honorable members, the Committee of the Whole Council is called to order. We are discussing the Appropriation Amendment Bill, Bill 11 of 2025. I shall now put clause 1, the schedule. Any discussion? Any further discussion? Any objection? I see none. We agree to. I shall now put clause 2, the short title. Any discussion? Any further discussion? Any objection? I see none. We agree to. Honorable members, I shall report the bill without amendments. Honorable Chairperson, I wish to report that the Committee of the Whole Council has gone through the Appropriation Amendment Bill, Bill 11 of 2025, as set forth in the accompanying copy and agreed to it without amendments. I now ask leave to sit.
Thank you so much, and the leave is hereby granted. Thank you. Having observed that, I shall now ask the Secretary to read the second order of the day.
Debate on third reading, Appropriation Amendment Bill, Bill 11 of 2025.
Thank you so much. We are now saying goodbye to the bill. So if maybe two seniors can say goodbye to the bill, then we proceed. I'm talking of senior in terms of age. Okay. The hand of, I see the hand of Honorable Shimi.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson, Honorable members. Indeed, we must appreciate also our Minister of Finance, together with the National Assembly members, those who have tried by all means to make sure that they have forwarded this very important bill to us for review and approve it. To go through it, much of the information which we read or we go through, its aim with a good purpose to attend to the Namibians' needs. I could give one of example that this bill will also going to attend to the unemployed youth who have done or graduated in teaching professional institutions, whereby we are going to expect 664 teachers are going to be recruited through this midterm review budget. And again, it says that 1,500 and so nurses, we are also going to expect them to be recruited again in health professional or in health facilities, either in town or rural areas. Again, we are happy to see that as we all remember that we are approaching the cultivation seasons, we are expecting also the program of plowing that is under NATSIP, that it is going to also to attend to our farmers in a very good professional, since that it's now decentralized to the regions. It's no longer centralized, but it's now decentralized to the regions. However, we have learned that in some ministries, there are some ministries receive budget, but there are few or lack of monitor and evaluations when it's coming to the project developments within the regions. We are testified through the Committee of Education that in some of the projects in education ministries, the planning directorate, they are reporting that they are doing project in a certain village A or in a certain circuit A, which is a ghost. Him, himself, or herself as a supervisor, never been there. When to approach the inspector, he or she testified that there's no such a project within our circuit. And they also testify that they never seen any official from the head office coming and telling them that we are going to develop your project within your circuit. So this is telling us that there is a lack of monitoring and evaluations in the most of the national development projects. If that is the case, it tells that ministers and EDs, they need to supervise their regions. When they send development project within the regions, they make sure they do a follow-up to monitor the implementation, even though it's not on their level. It will be encourage our people in rural areas that the government is delivering. But if we are delivering unseen development project, that will tell us that it will discourage our people. The government is trying by its level best, with a purpose, the community to receive their development project, but not to be told there are development projects within their constituency or within their circuit, which is not happening. We need to do monitoring and evaluations. In addition to that, Honorable Chairperson, Honorable Members, as I'm always like to say, if we are at a raining seasons and at all time when the rain season's approaching, we are always expecting the early crossing school in our constituency or in our regions. Please, we are urging the Ministry of Transport to oversee the damage over road infrastructures, to put them at a good improvement standard so that we avoid the early school crossing. Further than that, again, where it's necessary, we need a budget in this midterm review, where it's possible to attend to the access roads to school or to other government infrastructure as well. That is now health, education, and so on and so on. In so doing, our people again, they are going to feel happy and they are going to appreciate what the government is doing to them. With this few remarks, Honorable Chairperson, Honorable Members, I say goodbye to the Appropriation Bill, Bill 11 of 2025. That is maintained review. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'm just cautioning members to stick to time. At least 5 minutes will do. Honorable Kaishungu.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson, for this chance to say bye to our very vital Bill Appropriation Amendment, the Bill 11 2025. It is my pleasure to stand here and to say goodbye to such bills. For us, with the Namibian, to having what we call a huge budget for our development and our operation activities. The things, as our Chief VP alluded now, what we need in our country is monitoring. It is true that up to now, we are in the third quarter of the financial year, but there are some allocation budget to the regions, but not transferred. And only last quarter that we have in this financial year. It means that one caused a failure of our mate government. Again, any example what I would like to use here, in our region, we have some bits that used through the Public Procurement Act, the Act number 15 of 2015. That bill was open national bid and opened on the 26th February this year, and the end or on 10 April this year, it was 11 a.m. The main bidder was well supposed to be approved for such tender withdraw because there was an issue in the process of procurement which forces the tender to collapse. This tender would be left the Namibian as it was supposed to have the access route to 12 schools in 3 constituencies, those of Ndaundilo, Osikunde, and the Okongo. That costs the government of Namibia to lose. Even the NDP6, even the Swapo Manifest, all they are collapsed. Because that tender, now it has to speed into next year plan. Which means the year time was waited, that was the bit. Because the weak process in procurement, that caused that, and now who to be blamed for such. It means the high authority in our country, a committee just for the monitoring and evaluation. In conclusion, have you heard the good news? Like me, in Namibia, we heard that Namibia paid back the 750 million euro board data in one day. That's the biggest loan payment in our country history. Is the first. So I agree with the statement of our President, Your Excellency, Tukanangobe. As you like to say, it is not a business as usual. You do what you say, like our Kamaus business Kamga used to say. So, long live the Republic of Namibia, long live our president, and everyone that continue to contribute to our development in our night country. I shall submit in the name.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson. I will not take much since the agenda of today is my name is appearing in many items I'm going to take part. I will have still time to say any words there. Honorable Chairperson, I rise to also say goodbye to our Appropriation Amendment Bill of 2025, 2025. Since this is my last, and also looking at when we present the appropriation bill, I always ask the chairperson to grant leave to sit. But this is my last sit, and I'm exiting. I just rise to say that the appropriation bill came to National Assembly. I want to thank the National Assembly for taking upon this seriously and hand over the appropriation bill before the National Council have to close. I think we have just to appreciate them by round of applause. Because if this could not come, then we could not know what to tell people for this year and 2025. Thank you very much, the Speaker and the members of National Assembly, and also to ourselves for making sure that at least today we are saying goodbye to this appropriation bill. What I want to bring in attention of the Minister of Finance with our technocrat from Finance is the registration of 600, what we have done in the whole 14 regions. 600 is something our community is awaiting, and this is very much important to them, just to make sure that they put something on their table, that is food and other commodities to assume. 600 registration was done last year, I think 1 year now ago, because it was December. In December it was last year. We did this registration special for constituencies within the urban areas. This was a replacement of the drought relief because in urban areas there's some benefits we have to get apart from other constituencies like rural constituencies. But these benefits within the urban areas is going very, very on a slow pace. We have to make sure that at least we know the changes what came in our administration to come from Ministry of Gender. It went again to Ministry of Finance, and we have again to do with the NAMPOS and the PUPA. This is very serious. Now that these changes happen, it acquires energy, it acquires also a quick attention from us councillors and also our staff from that ministry. 600 started in Rundu Urban Constituency. We started to get it, but when you look at the number we registered, it was 18,924. But where we are now is not even at 4,000, and we don't know when can we reach the 18,000. And people are hungry in urban areas. So I think Ministry of Finance, we are sitting with this registration. Can we speed up so that our members can get their benefits? My second one is, while we're saying power, the government have now given us this money to be appropriate. It is up to us. When we talk about that, we have now to implement, we have now to monitor, we have now to evaluate. Rural women and children are the most vulnerable people, and we need to make sure that this money reach the ministry.
Honorable
so
Kauma,
that,
you have less than 1 minute.
yeah,
But because you said you are going, that's the word that I've
Thank you.
underlined, so I'm going to add on another 1 minute.
1 minute.
Then
because
you have two
take
now.
it. Thank you, Chairperson.
Okay.
I'm just concluding by saying rural women and children is the needy people. What we have to do is, when we want these people to change their life, we must be serious at all times. Thank you very much that I take time to say goodbye to this appropriation bill, Bill 11 of 2025, and this is my last sitting. Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you so much. I hope we have exhausted the list. Thank you so much for your valuable contributions. Honorable members, I now put a question that the bill be read a third time. Any objection? I see none agreed to. The Secretary will read the bill a third time.
Appropriation Amendment Bill, Bill 11 of 2025.
Thank you so much. I now officially announce that the Appropriation Amendment Bill, Bill 11 of 2025, is officially passed by National Council. Honorable members, the Secretary will read the third order of the day.
Introduction and motivation of amendments to the National Council Standing Rules and Orders.
Honorable Kauma, are you ready to move the amendment?
Yes, Honorable Chairperson.
Thank you so much. Who seconds? Any objection? I see none agreed to. Honorable Kauma has now the floor to move the amendment.
Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, Rule 145, Sub-Rule 2 provides for occasional review of the National Council Standing Rules and Orders. In view of the provision, I hereby seek the concurrence of the members to allow this August House to amend the following rules. Rule 2, Definitions. Rule 9, Admission of public or visitors. Rule 11, Sub-Rule 1, Removal of visitors. Rule 11, Sub-Rule 2, Removal of persons or visitors. Rule 14, Election of the chairperson. Rule 21, Chief Whip, Whips of political parties, independent members, and single representatives of political parties and their function. Rule 63, Dress Code. Rule 64, Conduct of members or officers in the council. Rule 66, Prohibition of
disruptive behavior in the chamber. Rule 145, functions of Committee on Standing Rules and Orders. Rule 158, appointment of members of standing and select committees, international parliamentary organizations. Rule 162, sub-rule 1, chairperson and vice chairperson of standing and select committee. Rule 162, sub-rule 2, chairperson and vice chairperson of standing and select committee. Rule 165, sub-rule 1, committee reports. Rule 165, sub-rule 2, committee reports. Honorable Chairperson, I will be assisted by my fellow honorable members in tabling the motivations of each of the proposed amendments. I so submit. Thank you.
Thank you so much for such a leading role. Hands for her. I shall now ask or call upon the respective members to take the floor and to move the specific amendments. Leading the list is Honorable Shimi.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson, Honorable members. I'd like to move the amendment to the National Council Setting Rules and Orders. In Rule 2, a definition for days in proposed reading as follows. Rule 2 definitions. Days. Within those standing rules and orders, any reference to day or days, the captations, therefore, will be made in terms of Section 4 of the interpretations of the law, Proclamation number 37 of 109 of 1920, which reads, when any particular number of days is prescribed for the doing of any act or for any other purpose, the same shall be reckoned exclusive of the first and inclusive of the last day, unless the last day shall happen to fall on Sunday or on any other day appointed by or under authority of a law as a public holiday, in which case the time shall be reckoned exclusively of the first day and exclusively also of every such Sunday or a public holiday.
Thank you so much. I shall now ask the mover to table the amendment. Any second? Any objection? I see none. Agreed to. Honorable Shime, you may now table the amendment. Honorable Shime, as you are proceeding to your seat, please do the same and motivate the amendment.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson, Honorable members. The purpose of this amendment is to clarify the captations of days for the doing of any act with orders unless otherwise indicated in the text itself.
Thank you so much. I shall now put Rule 2 as amended. Any objection? Agreed to. Rule 2 stand amended. Honorable members, we are still proceeding with the list, and second on the list is Honorable Shimi again.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson, Honorable Members. I rise to move the amendment of the National Council Stating Rules and Orders in Rule 2, a definitions for weapon is proposed reading as follows. Weapon means any object which is likely to cause seriously bodily injury when used to commit any assault and includes any firearms, knife, knob kills, panga, baton, blade, or any other threatening article or any replica into the chamber or on the presence of the parliament.
Thank you so much. I shall now ask the mover to table the amendment. Any objection? Agreed to? Thank you so much, Honorable Shime. You may now table the amendment. Equally so, Honorable Shime, you may proceed with the motivations.
Thank you very much, Honorable Members, Honorable Chairperson, Honorable Members. This amendment is necessary to broaden the scope of definition and to include the prohibitions of replicants of a dangerous weapon.
Thank you. The first one was the first part of Rule 2, and this is the second part of Rule 2. I shall now put Rule 2 as amended. Any objection? Agreed to? It stands amended. Honorable members, we are proceeding with the list, and I recognize Honorable Shikongo to table the amendments.
Honorable Chair, honorable members, I rise to move an amendment to Rule 9 of the National Council Standing Rules and Orders. Rule 9 is hereby amended by replacing the word public with vistas in its heading and the insertion of new sub-rule 4, as well as the subsequent numbering of the sub-rules that follows thereafter to read as follows. Rule 9, admission of visitors. 4. Every visitor to the council shall A. Be properly dressed when attending sittings of the council. B. Male visitors must wear a formal long trouser with a formal long sleeve shirt or a suit of formal African attire or a safari suit and formal shoes. C. A female visitor must wear a formal dress or a dress suit or a formal skirt. All the aforementioned must be below the knee, with a formal shirt or African dress or an executive pantsuit with formal shoes. No visitors, D. No visitors will display party symbol, colors, or attires must be worn in the council. No visitor shall converse around, read newspapers, eat, use an electronic device, speak or on cell phone, or behave in any other manner not befitting the dignity and the decorum of the chamber. That is E. F. All cell phones must be put on silence mode or switched off. H. Taking of photographs or video footage of chamber proceedings is prohibited for visitors, except for accredited members of the media. Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Thank you so much. I shall now ask the mover to table the amendment. Any objection? I see none. Agreed to. Honorable Chikongo, you may now table the amendment. Please, Honorable Chikongo, could you please motivate the amendment?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable members, the amendment seeks to regulate the dress code of visitors to the council chamber and parliament per seat. It also seeks to regulate noise within the public gallery and any other unbefitting conduct. Remaining sub-rules must be renumbered after the insertion of these new sub-rules. Old sub-rules 4 to become sub-rules 9 after the insertion of the above. Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Thank you so much. I shall now put Rule 9 as amended. Any objection? Agreed to. Rule 9 is hereby amended. Honorable members, the fourth amendment will be brought forth by Honorable Ngubauba.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson, Honorable members. I rise to move an amendment to Rule 11 of the National Council Standing Rules and Order, Sub-Rules 2, is amended by the deletion of the number 3 and replacing it with number 9 to read as follows. Rules 11, removal of visitors who disrupt to the proceedings of the council, cause nuisance, or does not withdraw from the chamber when ordered to withdraw under Rules 9, Sub-Rules 9.
Thank you so much. I shall now ask the mover to table the amendment. Any second? Any objection? I see none. Honorable Ngubauba, you may now table the amendment. Honorable Ngubauba, please go ahead and motivate the amendments. Thank you so much. I shall now put Rule 9 as amended. Any objection? Any second? Okay. No objections. The amendments to Rule 9 stand. Honorable members, we are going ahead, and I would like to ask Honorable Ngubauba to move the next amendment.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson, Honorable members. I rise to move an amendment to Rules 11 of the National Council Standing Rules and Order. The introduction paragraph of Rules 11 is amended by the deletion of the words person and persons, and by the insertion of the words visitors and visitors to read. Rules 11, removal of visitors. When instructed by the chairperson or presiding member, the sergeant at arms must remove or arrange for the removal of a visitor by an officer. Sub-Rules 1 is amended by the deletion of the words in bold and square brackets and by the insertion of the underlined words to read. Subsection 1, who without permission is present at the part of the chamber designated for the member only on or another place, which is out of bounds for the visitors.
Thank you so much. Honorable members, I shall now ask the mover to table the amendment. Any objection? Agreed to. Honorable Ngubauba, you may now table the amendment. Please go ahead with the motivation.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson, honorable members. The amendment is necessary to conform with the references to a visitor in line with the amendment vision of the Rules 9. I thank you.
Thank you so much. Honorable members, I shall now put Rule 11 as amended. Any objection? Agreed to. Thank you so much. And amendment is agreed to. Honorable members, we are going ahead, and I recognize Honorable Biekas.
Thank you, Honorable Chair, Honorable Members. I rise to move an amendment to Rule 14 of the National Council Standing Rules and Orders. Sub-Rule 6 is hereby amended to read as follows. Rule 14, election of the chairperson. An officer of the council shall give to each member present a ballot paper on which the member may record his or her vote by marking with a cross next to the name of the person for whom he or she wishes to vote as per nomination and secondment.
Thank you so much, honorable members. I shall now ask the mover to table the amendments. Any objection? Agreed to. Honorable Biekers, you may now move forward and table the amendment. You may go ahead and do the motivation.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. This amendment is necessary to conform with the general rules applicable to elections when it hosting presidential, National Assembly, regional councils, and local authorities elections by the ECN.
Thank you. Honorable members, I shall now put Rule 14 as amended. Any objection? Agreed to. It stands amended. Honorable members, we are moving ahead, and I recognize Honorable Ngunaia.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson, Honorable members. I rise to move an amendment to Rule 21 of the National Council Standing Rules and Orders.
Honorable members, just take a seat a bit. I'm sorry for that interruption. It is time for break, but I would like us to finish this exercise. Is that in order? Thank you so much. Honorable Ngunaia, we may go ahead.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson, Honorable members. I rise to move an amendment to Rule 21 of the National Council Standing Rules and Orders. The heading and sub-rule 1 is hereby amended to read as follows. Rule 21, Chief Whip or whips of political parties, independent members, and single representatives of political parties and their function. Sub-rule 1, function of political parties, whip or whip shall include A. Ensuring discipline among its political party members. B. Ensuring due attendance and participation in proceedings. C. Ensuring voting in parliament when necessary. D. Cooperating with chairperson and chief whips and other parties whip or whips in putting into effect the agreed upon parliamentary business calendar. Furthermore, Honorable Chairperson, Honorable members, Sub-Rule 2 is inserted to read as follows. An independent member or a single representative from a political party must at all times A. Maintain discipline, B. Attend and participate in proceedings, C. Vote when voting is required, and D. Cooperate with the chairperson and chief whip or other party whips in putting into effect the agreed upon parliamentary business calendar. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I shall now ask the mover to table the amendment. Any objection? See none. Agreed to. Honorable Ngunaia, you may now go ahead and table the amendments. Honorable Ngunaia, you may proceed with motivation.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson, Honorable members. This amendment is necessary to avoid the confusion that these rules created that an independent member or a single representative of a political party be regarded as a whip. The dictionary definition of a whip is a member of parliament appointed by their political parties to enforce discipline and ensure members vote in line with the party's official policy. Thus, a single representative or independent member cannot be regarded as a whip. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I shall now put vote. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. Forgive me. I shall now put Rule 21 as amended. I'm sorry, I've got a lot of amendments here. Any objection? Agreed to? Thank you so much. It stands as amended. Honorable members, we are going ahead and we shall listen to Honorable Shikongo. Am I well guided here by the, or you are done?
I'm done, Honorable Chair.
I'm seeing the second Congo here for Rule 63. Rule 63. Honorable members, if you can check around, there could be somebody with Rule 63. Or am I the one who's confusing? No. Because we are done with this one. Okay. While we are checking, I shall now proceed with Honorable Chabeonja.
Yeah, very good morning. Honorable Chair, let me start with honorable members. I rise here to move amendment to Rule 64 of the National Council Standing Rules and Order. Rule 64 is hereby amended to read as follows. Rule 64, conduct for members, headed stroke officers in the council. 1. Every member or officer shall bow to the chairperson and presiding member in passing or from or his or her seat. 2. Whenever the chairperson or the presiding member enter the council chamber, members stroke officers shall rise and remain standing until the chairperson or the presiding member take his or her seat. 3. Whenever the chairperson or the presiding member leaves the council chamber, members officers shall rise and remain standing until the chairperson or the presiding member exit the chamber. 4. Members officers need not to rise when the chairperson or the presiding member leave or re-enter the council chamber when the council is in the committee of the whole council. So I submit you.
Thank you so much. I shall now ask the mover to table the amendment. Any objection? Agreed to. Honorable Chabeonja, you may now come forth and table the amendment. Honorable Chabeonja, you may go ahead and motivate the amendments moved.
Honorable Chair, there's a slide. I happen to give the whole paper to. So
it's not a surprise, honorable member. You may still okay. We are sending somebody at least to provide you with that information. It's the last, so it's not a. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. Order in the House. We may now proceed.
Yeah,
Honorable Chabeonja,
thank you, Honorable
the floor
Chair.
is yours.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. This amendment is necessary to provide that both members and officers serving in the chamber must rise when the chairperson enters or leaves the council chamber. It allows for uniformity by including staff members serving in the council chamber to also comply with the rules during the National Council sittings.
Thank you so much. I shall now put Rule 64 as amended. Any objection? Agreed to? Thank you so much. It stands amended. Honorable members, we are proceeding, and I shall at the same time ask Honorable Chavionja to move the next amendment.
Honorable Chair, honorable members, I rise to move an amendment to Rule 66 of the National Council Standing Rules and Order. Rule 66 is amended by the insertion of Sub-Rule 6 to read as follows. Rule 66, prohibition of disruptive behavior in the chamber. 6, no member stroke officer shall take photograph or video footage of the chamber proceedings.
Thank you so much. Honorable Chavionja. Honorable members, I shall now ask the mover to table the amendment. Any objection? Agreed to. Honorable Chavionja, you may now table the amendment. Okay, we shouldn't worry so much. These are two cousins. Honorable Chavionja, you may go ahead and motivate.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. The motivation is that the amendment is necessary to maintain the dignity and decorum of the chamber.
Thank you. You may take a seat. Honorable members, I shall now put Rule 66 as amended. Any objection? Agreed to? Thank you so much. We are proceeding, and I would like to ask Honorable Katura to move an amendment.
Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, I rise to move an amendment to Rule 63 of the National Council Standing Rules and Orders. Sub-Rule 2 is hereby amended to read as follows. The official dress for male members of Parliament shall be a formal dark, long-sleeved suit with a long-sleeved shirt and a tie. Formal African attire, a long-sleeved safari suit, and formal shoes.
Thank you so much. Honorable members, I shall now ask the mover to table the amendment. An objection? Honorable Katura, you may table the amendment. Honorable Katura, please go ahead with the motivation. Let's give him a chance. He's coming. It's an IT. It is here to make life easier, though we are not sure at this stage. Okay, thank you so much. You may go ahead. Honorable Katura, the mic is off. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay,
Sorry,
Honorable Katura
Honorable
is
Chairperson.
protected.
Honorable members, this amendment is necessary to avoid the confusion that this rule creates when it refers to only a pair of long trousers. The amendment seeks to clarify that male members of parliament must be dressed in a formal dark suit with a long sleeve shirt and a tight trouser, and not casual or semi-formal trousers when attending the sitting of the council.
Thank you so much. Honorable members, I shall now put Rule 63 as amended. Any objection? Agreed to. It stands amended. Honorable members, we are moving ahead, and I recognize Honorable Masiko.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson, Honorable members. I rise to move an amendment to Rule 145 of the National Council Standing Rules and Orders. Rule 145 is amended to read as follows. Rule 145, functions of committees on standing rules and orders. Sub-rule 11 should read, appoint members to the Council Standing Select Committees, international parliamentary organizations, IPOs, or any other committee of the Council.
Thank you. Honorable members, I shall now ask the mover to table the amendments. Any objection? Agreed to. Honorable Simasiku, you may table the amendment. You may go ahead and motivate.
This amendment is necessary to bring this rule in line with Rule 158 and Rule 160 of the National Council Standing Rules and Orders.
Thank you so much. Honorable members, I shall now put Rule 145, Sub-Rule 11 as amended. Any objection? Agreed to? Thank you so much. And we are moving ahead, and I recognize Honorable Masiku again.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson, Honorable members. Move an amendment to Rule 158 of the National Council Standing Rules and Orders. Rule 158 is hereby amended by the deletion of the words recommend for appointment of and by the insertion of the word appoint to read as follows. Rule 158, appointment of members of standing select committees, international parliamentary organizations. The Committee on Standing Rules, Orders and Business of the National Council shall appoint members to the Council Standing Select Committees and international parliamentary organizations who shall serve on such committees.
Thank you so much, honorable members. I shall now ask Honorable Simasiku, the mover, to table the amendments. Any objection? Agreed to. Honorable Simasiku, you may go ahead. Please continue with the motivation.
This amendment is necessary in this rule with Rule 160 and the previous Rule 158, which granted the steering committee the power to appoint members to standing select committees.
Thank you. Honorable members, I shall now put Rule 158 as amended. Any objection? Agreed to? It stands amended. Honorable members, we are going ahead, and I recognize Honorable Benson.
Good morning, Honorable Chairperson, Honorable Members. I rise to move an amendment to Rule 162 of the National Council Standing Rules and Orders. Rule 162, Sub-Rule 1 is hereby amended by the insertion of the words in line with the procedures as set out in Rule 14 and read as follows. Rule 162, Chairperson and Vice Chairperson of Standing and Select Committees. A chairperson of the Standing and Select Committee shall be elected by the members of the committee in line with the procedures as set out in Rule 14.
Thank you so much, honorable members. I shall now ask Honorable Biekas, the mover of this amendment, to table the amendment. What did I say? My sincere apology. Honorable Benson, to table the amendment. You may go ahead with the motivation.
Thank you, Chairperson. This amendment is necessary to clarify the procedure to be followed when the election of the chairperson and vice chairpersons of standing and select committees take place. I so submit. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I shall now put Rule 162, Sub-Rule 1 as amended. Any objection? Agreed to? Thank you so much. Equally so, I would ask Honorable Benson to with further amendments.
Thank you again, Chairperson. Honorable members, Honorable Chairperson, I rise to move an amendment to Rule 162 of the National Council Standing Rules and Orders. Rule 162, Sub-Rule 1 is hereby amended by the deletion of and deputized to read as follows. Rule 162, Chairperson, Vice Chairpersons of Standing and Select Committees. Notwithstanding the provisions of Sub-Rules 1 and 2, the Standing Committee on Public Accounts and Economy shall be chaired by a member who does not belong to the party which controls the executive branch of government.
Thank you so much. I shall now ask the mover to table the amendment. Any objection? Agreed to? Honorable Benson, you may go ahead. Please motivate.
Thank you, Chairperson. The deletion of the words and deputized is necessary because when the Vice Chairperson moved for the amendment of the National Council Standing Rules and Orders during February 2023. The motivation speech delivered did not contain any motivation of the amendment of Rule 162, Sub-Rule 3, to include the words "and deputized" in Sub-Rule 3. Thus, these words erroneously ended up in the text of Sub-Rule 3. It was never the intention of the National Council to amend Rule 162, Sub-Rule 3. Thus, the amendment is intending to restore the status quo of only providing for the chairpersons of the standing committees of public accounts and economy to be chaired by a member who does not belong to the party which controls the executive branch of government.
Thank you so much. Honorable members, I shall now put Rule 162, Sub-Rule 2 as amended. Any objection? Agreed to? Thank you so much. Honorable members, we are going ahead, and I shall recognize Honorable Shikulo.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson, Honorable members. I rise to move an amendment to Rule 165 of the National Council Standing Committee Rules and Orders. Sub-Rule 1 is hereby amended by insertion of the word motion and by the further deletion of the word shall and the insertion of the word must. To read as follows. Rule 165 Committee reports. 1. The committee to which a bill, a motion, or any other matters has been referred must present to the Council its findings, conclusions, and recommendations. I so move, Honorable Chairperson.
Thank you so much. Honorable members, I shall now ask the mover to table the amendment. Any objection? Agreed to? Honorable Shikulo, please table the amendment. Please go ahead and do the motivation.
Thank you very much. This amendment is necessary to make provision for the tabling of the committee reports in case where a motion was referred to it to deal with the matter contained in the motion. I shall submit.
Thank you so much. Honorable members, I shall now put Rule 165, Sub-Rule 1 as amended. Any objection? Agreed to? Thank you so much. We are moving ahead, honorable members, and I shall request Honorable Shikulo again to move other amendments.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson, Honorable members. I rise to move an amendment to Rule 165 of the National Council Standing Rules and Orders. Sub-Rule 2 is hereby inserted after Sub-Rule 1. Reminder of some rules must be renumbered to read as follows. Rule 165 Committee Reports. 1. Any committee who undertakes an oversight activities in terms of Article 74, some Section 2, read with Article 41 of Namibian Constitution, must present to the Council its findings, conclusions and recommendations within 30 days after the completion of such activity or at the next session of the council. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Honorable Chikulo, I shall now ask Honorable Chikulo to table the amendment. Any objection? Agreed to? You may go ahead and motivate. I'm not sure if your light is on. Okay.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson, Honorable members. This amendment is necessary to provide for the tabling of oversight reports by standing committees and by providing for the time frame within which such a report must be tabled.
Thank you so much. Honorable members, I shall now put Rule 165, Sub-Rule 1 as amended. Any objection? Agreed to? Thank you so much. Honorable members, we have done justice with the amendments to the National Council Standing Rules and Order. We shall now proceed with the next business on the order paper. But maybe before that, remember that I have disturbed your tea break or health break. I'm now proposing that we should go for the tea break for only 30 minutes, and we are expected to reconvene by 11:40. Is that in order? Thank you so much. Please, let's all adhere to that.
you have nothing. You can money, you can have money, you can have everything. If you have people, big family, wherever you go, you have nothing. In conclusion, remaining members and the new members who are on the way to come, don't forget to take part in the land reform and the resettlement program bill discussions, and the very important one, the genocide. Lastly, I praise again the God Almighty who do not want us to us by saying, count your blessings day by day and one by one before you leave here. I thank you all, my family members, my brothers, you guys, whoever. Blessings for the festive season and best wishes to 2026. Thank you.
Last on the list for reflection is Honorable Kaume.
Thank you, honorable members. Today marks the 4th year and 11 months and some days for us to be here, but I can tell you that I started coming in from 2015 up to 2025. The very little reflection I can tell you is I have learned from our predecessors. The 5th National Council was like a child coming in the chamber, getting parents and mentor very well. Our predecessors in the light of Honorable Mesa Williams and also Honorable Lebels Tangeni and also Spapela, Honorable Spapela, all these are former ambassadors to other countries. We get them here with Honorable Sibalatani. When I came in, I could feel that I am with parents. And then later, female like Honorable Mesa and the late Tavara, and may her soul rest in peace, and Honorable Nicanor Kilma. The chamber, we could divide ourselves, and you can see that this side was for seniors. This side was for seniors, and you can feel the seniorship when they are talking. That side was for now us, the juniors, the incoming. They were always calling us newcomers. But we learn a lot through them, and we appreciate it. The first debate we tabled here, at our first debate, I remember there was a law we discussed about the local authorities, and there were engagement with communities through National Assembly, and they sent that report to come to National Council. When I read what they were writing and also their engagement, I proposed to suspend that, to go back for further scrutiny. That was the first of National Council. We were sending activity of National Council back to them. It was very, very, maybe people were saying, how come newcomers also talking like that and send it back? But it was a learning process. What I want to say here is I have learned a lot, and I was inspired by the seniors, and I have grown in lawmaking. And when I speak, I have also learned the public speaking. I speak with confidence, and I speak with that authority that I'm a lawmaker from National Council. Honorable Chairperson, the 2025 was a very highest authority when I was elected to be the vice chairperson of National Council. Being the vice chairperson and sitting on that hot seat where the chairperson is, it was always a concern for me to say, I'm doing right in this chair or I'm doing wrong in this chair. But today, I'm happy to say we were given a ship to drive, a big ship with 42 members and staff. And today is my last day in this chamber, and I hope I have driven it and make it to sink at Valfis Bay. So I have driven well with the chairperson. We didn't make any accident, but we drive all of you. So I'm very happy today, and I'm a proud citizen to go out of this chamber as a female. Being in that for 6 years, I'm very happy and I'm delighted that at least I have brought you to the end of the 2025, which was entrusted to us to lead this National Council. To my staff, the technocrat secretary, and all the staff members of this National Council, thank you very much. Because I could see, I could listen, I could hear your concerns, but at least today, I hope the Almighty will hear you more come 2026 for those who will lead the National Council further. Chairperson, I have to thank you. Because being the vice chairperson to you, through your leadership, we together, we have made sure that this National Council have moved. It never seemed, but it have moved up to its level. Thank you for being a young person, young from my age, but at least always you were respecting me as a mother, as a sister, and today I'm saying goodbye to you. Maybe further you will come in, but you will always remember that you were having a life. Thank you very much. Although you were young, but you inspire also, because in our language we say, not only a senior can teach a young person, but also a young person can teach seniors. To my spouse and children at home, thank you very much for making sure that you keep me positive. Wherever I felt pain, you stand with me. Wherever I feel happiness, you stand with me in everything. I was having a spouse, for your information, a reliable spouse, Mr. Kauma. Every time, before I became the vice to be driven by bodyguards, he was my driver. And he could take me everywhere, doing my work properly. Thank you very much, my husband, and also I will rely still on his advice. Honorable members, at last, in the vice chairperson's office and chairperson, there is staff members. We have directors. We have also specific in my own office. I have my private secretary, Mr. Bernard Mira, and my drivers and my bodyguards. Thank you very much for taking everything. Whatever we did in that office was a common goal to uplift the standard of the office of the National Council. Today I'm departing without any concern about my staff members. And these total staff members in our division of chairperson and vice chairperson, you will realize that this staff is like people coming from one house, but they are from different houses. But when they come to learn about National Council, they became one and they tilted us. To my chairpersons of standing committees and all specific, the implementation and coordination committee, the staff who serve us, one is here, Mr. Mala, one is here, Director Karombe, and also those who could come in, Franzman and Mate and the Elizabeth and others. Thank you very much, specific for Mr. Karonde. I'm going today out of this chamber. I presented an exit report. For the first time, the National Council will have that report. But I'm so proud that with your guidance and with your commitment, I made possible my office to be named a name, and now I'm giving a legal framework to be followed by others, which is an exit report. Thank you very much for that, what you have done to me. In conclusion, Honorable Chairperson, I want to wish all members of this National Council for your good understanding and also your attitudes. Without that, I could not manage, but through your attitudes, through your encouragement, through your positive ways of doing things, I became a daughter of this soil, a proud one. Not me, it is you. You make me to be proud. And I wish you the best of 2025 when it comes to Christmas and New Year of 2026, that the Almighty will keep you. For those who make the primaries and contesting, I want to wish you that you have to make sure you pass that examination. The Almighty Swapo Party have made us to be strong, and strong we will remain. Pass candidates from Swapo Party, pass that examination. And we want to wish also our Secretary General also a good health. I want to wish also our President, the first female President, Amane Tumbo Nandi Ndaitwa, for keeping us working through your slogan. The slogan I like, we are too few to be poor. It encourages us to work hard and also to put things business unusual. Now that female president, I'm going to join her in that resolution of the 25th celebration of United Nations to say women, peace and security awareness so that we keep what she wants going. Thank you to everyone who stands in me, the districts, in Rundu constituency.
Honorable Member, I think you are concluding now.
Yes, the city, the CDC and community of Rundu. Those who elected me to come, thank you very much. I cannot go ahead because of time. Otherwise, 2015 to 25 is a big reflection. With that, thank you very much. I wish you all the best.
Thank you so much to all honorable members who have contributed during the reflection period. Honorable Vicky Mbao Kauma, the Vice Chairperson of the National Council. Honorable Gerard Shimi, Chief Whip and all other whips that are present here. Honorable members of the National Council, of the 6th National Council. Advocate Tosi Johannes Namisep, the Secretary to National Council, and of course, all staff members of this National Council, members of the media, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Today marks the final day of the 18th and the last session of the 6th National Council. I would like to express my sincere gratitudes to each of you for your dedication, commitment, and valuable contributions during our deliberations. I wish to equally thank you for successfully passing the Appropriation Amendment Bill, Bill 11 of 2025, during this session. And during this session, I also wish to thank you for endorsing and adopting 28 reports of the National Council Standing Committee and interparliamentary organizations. Hence for your staff. As we draw the curtain of this legislative term, I am concluding with deep gratitude and pride by briefly reflecting on the remarkable journey we have undertaken together over the 5 years. The Sixth National Council remains steadfast in its constitutional mandate of reviewing all bills referred to us by the National Assembly. We have been representing the Namibian people with integrity and exercising oversight over the executive with diligence and resolve. Our collective effort have not only upheld the decorum and dignity of this august house, but have also advanced the democratic values upon which it is founded and stand on. Accordingly, I wish to convey my profound appreciation to each and every honorable member of the Sixth National Council, both past and the present. Through your collective effort, this House has remained a beacon of hope, a beacon of democracy, and a true reflection of the aspiration of the Namibian people. As we conclude this term and of the Sixth National Council, we do so with our heads held high, knowing that the Namibian people who entrusted us with the solemn responsibility to represent their interests and to be their voice and voices in this august house are happy. I wish to particularly acknowledge the secretariats of the National Council, whose tireless support has been instrumental in our transition towards the e-Parliament. Their technical expertise and administrative excellency have enabled us to modernize and our operation, to modernize our operation, expand public access, and enhance institutional efficiency. We are also grateful for the successful implementation of some capital projects that have strengthened the infrastructure and capacity of this Sixth National Council. Our working relationship with the regional councils, honorable members, and the regions at large has been a cornerstone of our success. Our special thanks, therefore, go to the regional governors, all 14 of them, regional chairpersons of the regional councils, and of course, the CROs. To the electorates and the Namibians at large, who entrusted us with their mandate, we are saying thank you. Your support has been our compass. To our President, Excellency Dr. Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah, and of course the entire leadership. Thank you for the wisdom and the constant guidance that we have received throughout the 5-year term. Honorable members, the following are important work awaits the 7th National Council. Among the key priorities are the finalization and the operationalization of the regional and constituency development fund bill. The Parliamentary Service Commission bill, and of course, regulations related to benefits of the public office bearers. In closing, and as we approach the 26th November elections, I wish all honorable members contesting the very best. May your campaign be guided by democratic values, humility, and unity of purpose. I conclude and I say, long live National Council, long live. Long live the Republic of Namibia, long live. Thank you so much. Honorable members, that was the order of the day. It is in accordance with Rule 30, Sub-Rule 1 of the National Council Standing Rules and Order that I adjourned this House without a question being put. The House stands adjourned until further notice and so decide.
What is it?